Hi guys, welcome back. So in this video we'll see how to find a transition point in an array. Okay, so first of all we need to understand what is transition point means. Okay, so it's a point where our 0 end and 1 begin. So as you can see in this array, this will be your transition point because this is the point where your zeros are ending and ones are beginning. Okay, so this will be your transition point. Okay, so we have to find that particular index where our zeros are ending and ones are beginning. Okay, so the very first approach that comes to your mind is the naive approach. In the naive approach, what we'll do is that we'll just linearly traverse the array, and whenever we come across any one, so we'll just come out of the loop and we'll just print that index. So that will be your transition point index. Okay, so let's just see the pseudocode for this naive approach. This is the pseudocode of the naive approach that we have discussed. So this is for linearly traversing in an array, and whenever we come across any one at any index, so we just return that index. And if in case we have no one in an array, let's just say this is our array where we have no ones. Okay, so we'll just return -1 because there is no one, okay, in an array, so we'll just return -1. So let's just discuss the time complexity. So time complexity will be O of n for linearly traversing in an array, and the space complexity remain constant because we are not using extra space here. Okay, so let's just discuss another approach by which we can do this problem. In the second approach, we'll apply logic of binary search because our array is sorted. So if our array is sorted, so we can easily apply binary search here. Okay, so this is our array. So let's just store the indexes, right? So n is equals to 5, size of an array is 5. So for applying binary search, we take two variable, that is lower bound and upper bound. So lower bound will point towards the zeroth index and upper bound at the beginning will point towards the last index. Okay, so in the binary search, what is the first step? We'll find the mid. Okay, so for finding mid, we'll just add our lower and upper bound and we'll just divide it by 2. So in this case our lower bound is 0 and upper bound is 4, so this will give us 2. So at the very first, our mid will be pointing towards the 2nd index, right? So if so in this case our mid is 1. Okay, so for if our mid is 1, as in this case, right, this is our mid, so for 1 as a mid, we'll just check if our mid minus 1, that is this, is 0 or not. Okay, so if it's 0, so we can directly say that this is our transition point, so we'll just return mid. So in the second case, if our mid is 1, right, in this case, so we'll just check if our mid minus 1 is 0 or not. So in this case mid minus 1 is not 0, so we'll just make our upper bound as this, that is mid minus 1 will become upper bound and this is our lower bound only. So our transition point will lie in this part of array, we can clearly say that. Okay, this is for 1. So for 1 we have two cases. So let's just see for 0. If our mid is 0, let's just take this array. So this will become our mid and we'll just check. So if our mid is 0, in this case this is our mid, right? So clearly we can say that our transition point will not lie in the left side of array, it will lie in the right side of array only. Okay, so we'll just make our lower bound as this, that is mid plus 1. Our lower bound will become mid plus 1, right? Then we'll apply logic in this part of array. We'll apply logic in this part of array, right? So then we'll get our transition point as this, right? So let's just see the pseudocode of this approach. So this is the pseudocode of the approach that we have discussed using binary search, right? So our whole code will lie inside this while loop, where we will check our lower bound should always be less than and equals to our upper bound. That's the condition. So after that we'll find our mid index, that is by adding lower bound plus upper bound divided by 2. So once we'll get our mid, then we'll check if our mid is 0 or 1. If it's 0, then we'll make our lower bound as mid plus 1, and if it's 1, so we'll check two conditions that I have discussed earlier only. If it's 1, if our mid is 1, then we'll just check if our mid minus 1 is 0 or not. If it's 0, then we can clearly say that that index is our mid. And if it's not 0, the mid minus 1 index is not 0, then we'll make our upper bound as mid minus 1, and we'll check in that sub part of an array. Okay, so let's just discuss the type complexity. So the time complexity will be log n. That's the time complexity of binary search. Okay, and the space complexity will be constant because we are not using extra space here. So that's it for this video. Make sure you like, share and subscribe to the channel for more such upcoming video. Till then, bye. I'll see you in the next video.